missionaries or just a few very forward people, if each Ahmadi learns how to double at least once in a year, then that victory which appears to be far beyond your reach and is in fact receding from you at a faster pace than you are walking or running towards it. I explained to them that it is a fact that people, non-Ahmadis are reproducing through the normal sexual system, the normal reproductive system, at 100 times or more rapid rate than we are gaining converts. So how could you ever dream of capturing the entire world for the sake of Islam unless you rectify your ways and begin to imitate nature of Allah, and the nature which was imitated by every prophet. And during the early time of prophethood, this was the phenomena which was responsible for great revolutionary changes and none other. This is what I tried to impress upon them, and also I quoted an example to make them remember this. It's a very interesting example. It is said that the person who invented chess, the king of China, it is said that he was a Chinese and it was the emperor of China to whom it was presented, but whatever the details be, they are neither here nor there. The conversation which passed between them, that is important. The emperor was so pleased that he asked the inventor of chess to name his prize, and it would be for the asking. So he said, "O Emperor, the prize is very big. I hope you will not mind if I ask that prize." He said, "No, name anything. My empire is far too big for you to defeat me." So he said, "Take one piece of rice, one seed of rice, put it in the first check. What do you call khana? First khana? Chess में भी square कहते हैं? हाँ, yes. In the first square, and 2 in the second square, and 4 in the third, and 8 in the fourth, and 16 in the fifth, and 32 in the sixth, and 64 in the seventh, and so on and so forth. Calculate this number, and please give me only those seeds of rice which, according to calculation, should fall to the lot of the last check, last square." So the king was very much annoyed. He said, "Behead this man because he has insulted me. He asked too little. And he has insulted him by asking such a trivial thing from me." The Prime Minister was a very mathematical man. So he kept on working in his mind, and he asked the king, begged the king to permit him to speak. So he said, "Yes, what do you want to say?" He said, "Behead him all right, but not for asking too little, for asking too much. Because if you sell the entire empire, still you cannot fulfill his demand." That is exactly how it works out. Because once I remember this, when I was in the first year in government college, somebody asked me this question. He said, "Look here, if there is a piece of paper so thin or so thick that in 1 inch 50 sheets should be accommodated, and you put 50 sheets one over the above, and that would make 1 inch. So take that paper and fold it, double it 50 times. How high would be the height of that pile of papers? That was the question. So in those days there were no computers and my mathematics was very weak. It took me 2 days to work it out, and ultimately, can you imagine what the result was? Can anybody offer a guess? You, Muhammad Oda? Pardon? How high the pile would rise if you fold the paper doubling each time? In? How big? Could it reach a mile high? More? Which is the highest, tallest guess? Yes?
Be larger than the planet Earth, sir.
Much larger. Because it is 1 crore 66 lakh some thousand miles high. So take a calculator, you can now calculate it in a matter of minutes. Just press it and continue to press. 1 crore 66 lakh and some thousand miles, not inches. So this is the fantastic mathematics of nature which Allah has taught us for the preservation of life and for the plan of future development and evolution of life. So as life progressed, the division of labor took place and fewer cells were involved. And a larger portion of the cells were absolved of the responsibility of reproduction in one manner. But in another manner, they continue to reproduce individually, each cell or life would have got extinct. For instance, in the human body of every person, each living cell is reproducing and multiplying. Otherwise, the daily use of energy and the stress of our labors would dissolve the whole body and dissipate it into nothingness within a matter of days or weeks. Because every 7 years, the whole system of the body, every cell is changed into a new one. And the number of cells is so great that again there is no word in any language to count that number. Unimaginably high. And that body is maintained by the process of duplication. Yet for reproduction, just a few cells are specialized. But when I say a few, the order is still very high. When somebody's count falls and it is said that only 100,000 cells per drop are visible, then doctors begin to express hopelessness about his possibility to bear children. They say the number has fallen so low that you can't bear children now. There is a remote possibility. It has to be normally 4 million per field. So that is an immense number. So those have the capability of doubling and reproducing in the form of another human being. So I told him, if you want to really conquer the world for the sake of Islam, learn Allah's ways and know that at the time of every prophet, this was the phenomena adopted. As we learned from the history of Ahmadiyya, it's a fresh history in our mind. At the time of Masih Maud, every Sahabi, every companion was a preacher and he was reproducing. And the second advantage of this is, which perhaps he doesn't remember, but I also told him, that if you reproduce at every level, then you draw a balanced society from around you. like it happened at the time